All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to training. And we just finished our events. It was awesome with Rita, some new launchers coming on, which was great. So
Hey.
Brian clearly is not popping on tonight because that young man has been on a plane for probably over 30 hours in transit. So we're going to just let him maybe sleep a little bit and we'll just get started. So Rita and Candace, myself are here. Patty, it's Patty's birthday, so she couldn't be here, and also Chantel, the poor thing, got some sort of laryngitis while we were in Florida, of all things. So poor lady. But anyways, we wanted to just have a really good chat about some of the takeaways from conference. It was like, I've only been to 2 conferences, so I don't have a ton of experience, but this one was epic and probably had a little something to do with, our team and how we were represented and the role that we played while we were there. It was pretty phenomenal, the amount of responsibility that we had and the amount of inclusion. And so between Rita, myself, and Candace, we were going to do a little bit of a takeaway from Tampa and just talk about what's coming up. So the next conference is going to be in Sacramento. There's going to be obviously a few prevention pluses and regionals leading up, and summits actually before that next conference is up. And if you're looking for information on how you can find out what's happening in your area, just take a look at your emails, open it up, and there's always a calendar that gives you that month and perhaps the next month after what's happening in your area. And so have a look on that. Make sure you click on the events, and usually you can either get in for free on the prevention pluses if you're in Canada and the US. I think they have some as well. Check on those things. Some of them are free, and then they have the regionals in different cities as well. So there's usually some in Toronto, Saskatchewan, Calgary, of course, Edmonton. Just have a look and find out that information. But more importantly, Sacramento. Sacramento is going to be in April. A good majority of us went to the Phoenix one, and it was the first time a lot of us met for the first time, and that was phenomenal. But that's our future. Let's talk about what just happened. So I had a couple of takeaways that I wanted to share with you guys, and then maybe Rita, if you don't mind coming on, and then we can pass it on to Candace as well. But for me, the massive takeaways were, number one, we started a day early. So on Wednesday, there was the Canadian conference. And so this was a full day. Sorry, I'm just going to.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's just I think I need an update, and my Zoom is not.
We can still see you.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just I can't mute everyone. I don't know where the sound is coming from. So if everyone actually, because I can't, you can just mute yourselves until it's your turn to chat. I don't have the option to mute right now. Not sure why. I probably need an update. So anyway,
if you want to co-host somebody, they might be able to if you're thinking.
Why don't I'll do that with you, Rita, and then that way I'll make you the host. And oh no, I can't. I'll co-host because I'm recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can mute ourselves if that's the problem.
Yeah, I don't have the option to mute everyone. So if you guys don't mind muting, or Rita can mute you all, just for
I'm able to mute.
Perfect. And so anyways, my takeaways from conference, number one was Canadian conference. We started a day early, and we were given responsibility to train. So that was exciting because this was the first time our team was able to train for Canada. And what I found, like one of our massive takeaways was that everybody wants to know what we're doing and what Australia is doing. And because we are a part of an Australian team, we have that advantage, which is incredible. And so they were very thankful, very gracious, and we made some really good sideline buddies there. so that was actually one of my next things that I wanted to talk about was the connections that you make while you're at conference. So it's a very inspirational time. You get to, watch people up on stage, talk about their journeys, and you find out that the NMDs that are up there, they're just like you and me. So they're not these remarkable people who have all these connections and, they have this and they have that. And that's why they're so successful. They are literally like you and I. And so they give you that hope to kind of listen to their story and then provide you with hope for yourself that, I'm so able to do this. But what every one of them did, including myself, was decide that we were going to be there. And so for me, what that meant was I'm going to buy my ticket. We're going to plan a family trip and I'm going to work towards this goal. And it's maybe the wrong mindset, but it worked for me. I was not going to go to Florida without this happening. And every one of you in this team helped me get there, whether it was through encouragement, whether it was through just being a great team member, supporting and all of that. Like we did it together, but that's what it was for me. It was not going to be like, I'm going to sit back and let something happen to me. It was, here's the goal, what needs to be done to get us there. So inspiration, but the point I was making before I got sidetracked there was connections. So while you're there, you have opportunities to meet some of the most incredible people. And like some of the people we met, like Smokey, the creator of the products, shook our hands, took pictures with us, ate dinner with us, like treated us like we were like, one of the family. So people high up, there were John Halawadi, Kerrie-Ann, Jeff Roberti, Lauren LaHave treated us like we were gold. Like she took us everywhere and had fun. Dr. Mitra Ray, like all these names in the business that we look up to and we share their information. It's not like it's us and them, it's just us. And so conference provides you with those connections where you can, actually speak to the people who are involved in this business at that high level and use them as resources too. Everybody was accepting of that. And that was incredible to know that, you're not below anyone. We are literally working alongside one another. And that's a really cool feeling, right? So anyways, and then just the sideline connections. So you're introduced to all these different people that can help you out with your business while you're growing. So let's say you're somewhere where you don't have a lot of team around you, or you don't have a lot of distributors that you know of. There's now these sidelines that are interested in what you're doing, not just because you have something to connect you, which is, being a Juice Plus distributor, but we have an advantage because we are part of an Australian team. And that's what I took away from this, is that we have something that most people desire, and that is our program. And so they're willing to work with us and happy to work with us. And so that was something that was massive coming back with me. Even just to say for our, funny that it works now. Anyways, lost my train of thought. Yeah, I totally lost it. So mainly for me, inspiration was huge. The connections that we made was massive. Canadian conference, having that day just for Canadians was pretty phenomenal. Everybody out there wants to see Canada grow. It's kind of a very interesting feeling. Like that's what a lot of the leaders are saying, is Canada needs to grow. And so we're a massive component of that because we are growing so quickly. So other than that, those were my takeaways, aside from my own personal experience by being able to share my journey in front of 8,000 people. I will say, when I found out that we had achieved NMD, I actually went outside to go hide from everybody. Nobody knew that, but I was like so overwhelmed with the fact that I had to go up on that stage. And just like 6 months earlier, I was in Phoenix, and all I had to say was, as Q, I had to go up and say my name and what city I was from. And it like was almost the source of a massive panic attack. So the thought of having to actually share my story in front of 8,000 people was pretty heart-wrenching. Thanks, lovely. Appreciate that, Candy. And but everything that happened from the time I arrived on Wednesday until the day I said my speech on Friday, which is not a very long period of time, everything that happened for a reason, which is what I found with this business, is nobody's going to put you in a position where you're not ready. Every step of this journey is purposeful and it's there for you to succeed. So it was really incredible because by the time I found out to the time that I was up there speaking, it wasn't as terrifying as I thought it was. And the coolest thing about it was, it wasn't just, we had Patty and our direct team that were there shining right in the center. So that was awesome that we were there. Patty, Rita, Candace, Chantel. I was grateful to see those faces. And Canada, the whole Canada, like Canada as an establishment, it wasn't even just like a few Canadians here and there, rushed the stage. All of Team YOLO rushed the stage. I think there was like probably there was hundreds of people that came to cheer us on. And that was the most incredible feeling because we had built those connections on the Wednesday, on the Thursday, and then Friday was the speech. And that's how quickly you can grow your connections because everybody there is just wanting you to do well. And so those are a couple of my massive takeaways. Clearly you can see I'm walking on air and super happy, but I really want to see, because I was kind of caught up in meetings and stuff, what it was like for Rita and for Candy. So Rita, can I pass it to you? And I'm going to be taking some notes right now because I can't wait to hear what your experiences were.
My mind is racing and has been. And, we got home yesterday. I scrambled around, went to bed, got up this morning, ran out, I had to go out of town again today. And I have been on cloud nine. I just feel so excited, and it's hard to put a lot of it into words, but I'm going to try. So the one thing, when Kerrie says she went out to hide, I totally get it. We were so proud to watch her. I'm going to cry again. I don't know why this happens every time. But I could totally relate to that fear. And I realized that that's something I need to work on, because I was literally in tears thinking, I can't do that, so, but we can, there's people there to raise us up and lift us up. And, it's like twofold, because the recognition is amazing and it inspires you and you feel so heartwarmed. But I realized I felt like a deer caught in the headlights, because I thought, oh my God, now they want me to say things, stand up on stage, and it was simply my name and my hands were shaking, and it was just, and I thought, I don't think I could do that. And then I said to myself, absolutely you can. It's just one more part of the personal development. So we hear over and over again the personal development. We change as people. It is amazing what conference can do. It's hard to put it into words. You just need to get yourself there. I've made the decision, what my goals will be, and that I'm going to Sacramento. And the interesting thing, I'm going to say two things. One of the sideline buddies that I met when I was up on stage waiting to be called for our SSC, she was a young mama who had her 16-month-old baby in her arms, a beautiful girl. She shared her story, and at the end, at the end of all of that story, which was, the whole thing was amazing, she has built a business to actually QNMD, because she was there to be recognized for both promotions. She lives 70 to 90 miles away from the nearest grocery store. She does not have a cell phone reception at home. She does not have internet. They just had a tower put in, and it's kind of sketchy internet. And she has built a business to QNMD, face-to-face, talking to people, because she wanted it. And she had been in the business a long time. Her mother had signed her up as a college student, and here she is in her probably mid-20s now, I was guessing. And had her baby, and suddenly decided, I need to do this because I want to stay home with my kids, with my daughter. And it was that decision that changed everything for her. And so, and here she was, you know, I was excited to connect with her and she was excited to connect with me, and we're, you know, going to do some events, and it's just so exciting, the people that you meet. And, you know, Patty and I were chatting with a young gentleman who just signed up as a distributor on Friday and came to the conference and was in total awe. And he actually sat at our table for the Gimme Award dinner and ceremony. And he was kind of quiet and shy, and this big 6 foot something football player, or hockey player, I should say. And here he was quiet and shy. And then that night we met him in the bar lounge area and we started chatting. And you know what he said to us? And we were like just floored. What he was scared, he didn't know what to expect, and here all these lovely ladies, as his words were, you know, smiling and introducing ourselves and bringing him in, and we wrapped our arms around him, and he says, I felt like part of everything, and I didn't know what to expect. And he says, you know, everything he heard over those few days, he was in awe, and he was determined to build this business. And he was telling us about how the products have changed his family and the health of his brothers. And, you know, so we were like, you know, NMD, we are going to be cheering you on, and you're going to see our faces at the bottom of the stage when you're up there. And he was like, I'm holding you to it, you know. And Patty was just amazed at how we're looking at all these people and we're in awe, we're starstruck. And then here this young guy who just joined the business was kind of doing that to us, and we're like, really? We're just Rita and Patty. We're nobody special. And I think that's the point. We're all special, but we're not, none of us are doing anything different. You know, we can all build this business. And what became very clear was it's a decision. It's a belief that you can do it, and you decide to do it. And so you seriously just need to decide, what is it that you want out of this business, and decide full in. We all have challenges. We all have, you know, people that are skeptical in our life, and it's a decision whether we make that stop us or not. And one of the things that came through very loud and clear for me was, do not assume anything about anyone. So probably a lot of us, if we're honest, we assume that somebody who is financially considered to be successful, or, you know, you think, well, why would they want something different? They've got money, or they're doing okay in life. We don't know people's backstories, and we don't know that whether they're feeling time poor, or whether they hate their job and they don't like to go to work every day. We don't know what's in people's lives, so we can't assume anything. And, you know, quite a few months ago, so this is 9 months for me now, and at one point or another, I made the decision that this is an amazing opportunity, and these are amazing products and program, and it is a gift to me. You know, we are all saying it. It's a gift to us, what it's done for our families and ourselves. Yet when we're sharing it, we feel timid. And if we're leading with, you know, I feel like I'm bothering people, or I don't want to bother people, that's the energy we're putting off. And that's what people are going to be getting from us. And so when we believe that this is a gift and we're sharing it with people, and if they're interested, absolutely great. We're going to be there, link arms with them. And if they're not, that's okay too. It's never no forever. I should say, probably, I shouldn't say never, but I think it really is never. I don't think it's ever no forever. It's no for now. And so we don't know what's happening in people's lives. And already 9 months in, I'm getting people who said no in February, March, April, now saying, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? And they're watching, right? So people will watch us. And I think it's important to live it. I'm not saying you have to do Juice Plus 100% of your time. I'm saying that it has to be the golden thread throughout your life, really, in that you have to believe it, feel it, want to share it, make it a part of who you are and what you're doing. Even if it's just, you know, you're putting X number of hours into your business. And I think that's probably going to be the last thing that I want to say, is that make those moments in your day for this business. You know, we can do it in stolen moments, and we do, you know, we all build our business part-time, stolen moments, that kind of thing, but you have to schedule in time for 3 ways with your team, and with your leadership. Schedule in times that you're going to be doing follow-ups, and that you're going to be doing reach out, and hold yourself accountable to that. Make your goal, work backwards, and find out, you know, figure out what you have to do every month, every week, every day to get to your goal. The time's going to go by anyway, so you might as well be doing something that's going to change your life and change your business. And if it's the one thing that I can say, I had a very big glimpse into what my life is going to be like, what my family's life is going to be like, and it scares the crap out of me, but it excites me. It is amazing. And when Kerrie says that these people treated us like we were family, I always thought that everybody was like that. I always felt that, but I'm speechless on how we were treated. And when she's saying people are looking at the Canadians and wanting to know what we're doing, they absolutely are. I spoke to the president of this company all the way home from Tampa, and he was lovely, and he knows about us. And I'm not joking. And when we're coming on the plane, Patty and I were kind of giggling because there were two girls in the seat near the front of the plane, and they were talking about Brian Marsh and his Canadian team and the funnel and everything that, and I thought, oh, look at that. Like, it's just amazing. People are watching us, and we can do this. So I'm going to stop talking, but I do want to share Patty's video that she sent me today, specifically for all of you, because this was her first conference, and she was just floored. So I'm hoping that you can hear it and see her.
Hey guys, it's me, Patty. Sorry I'm going to be missing training tonight in our event. I am celebrating my birthday with my family, and I was away in Tampa when I had my birthday, so I owe it to them to have this night with them. But I just wanted to send a video and just let you know how amazing Tampa was. I'm still riding the wave right now from just all the energy and all the great things that happened throughout the whole weekend. In fact, today when I saw a few patients, they kind of commented on my energy level. I normally have a lot of energy, but it just seemed to be heightened. So that was kind of neat. And I kind of felt this morning waking up, okay, raring to go. You need to go to conference. It's just an incredible event. From the moment you walk in, I was just in awe of everything, like the people, the leaders, the organization, making connections with people, hearing their stories, just everything about it. And every time you thought, wow, that was great, something else happened. There's so much learning, and it's not only learning about the product and knowledge, because I had a lot of belief in the product, but it's the learning about the organization, about the people involved, and really about the business, and what a great business it is, and how lucky we are to be involved. But I think you don't really get that till you get to conference and you connect and you really see the community we have around us. And I know here locally we have a small group, but we want to build on each other. But when you get there, you just make connections that you don't even understand. Like meeting, Brian Marsh, who's from Australia, and being with Kerrie, who's our new NMD, and then making connections and meeting Mitra Ray, meeting Smokey, who's one of the founders, and hearing Mr. Martin talk. It just pulled everything together, and it's such a high, and it's so surreal. I bought my ticket to Sacramento, so I'm going, and I think as a team it would be really wonderful if we all went. So that I just wanted to come on and say that and share that with you, and hopefully we all get there. And I'm just taking a break sitting by the water, so it's kind of lovely. It's not 32-degree weather like Tampa, but it's a beautiful fall day, and it's at the end of my day, and I'm just heading home for a nice dinner and birthday celebration. So I wish you all well, and we will talk soon, and have a great training and event. Bye now.
It was awesome. Her excitement was just awesome. It's you got to come to Sacramento for sure.
That's phenomenal. How awesome is that? Like, I think of the, before I turned it over to Candy, who was also there, if you get nothing else from our, the training and this chat tonight, is the excitement that you can hear in our voices. And we can decide, like, you can go to conference and have that incredible experience and be incredibly excited, but unless you act on what you're doing, it's still just a wish or a hope. And so I know Candy is totally acting on that, because she reached out to let us know that she's brought on a new teammate. And I know that she's got some big goals. And so let's turn it over to Candy to kind of hear what her takeaways were from conference.
Okay, so can you guys hear me okay? We're good? I'm going to be frank about before I went to conference. For those of you who do or do not know, I went on a road trip and I've been through a lot of healing, and my business fell to the wayside, unfortunately. And Chantel's like, I bought my ticket to Tampa, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'll buy my ticket. I wasn't really feeling it. And then I was mad at myself for buying a ticket because I'm struggling with money. But it was non-refundable, so I was forced to go. Poor me, whatever. But I felt it's non-refundable, so I must need to go there for a reason. I have to trust the process. And I get there, and last time we went, we didn't get to do the morning training. And we did the morning training. And it was in that moment I realized that I had decided to join the business, but I didn't commit. I didn't make the decision to commit to the business. I'd been sitting on a fence this whole time. And it's the power, it's your power. When you stand in your own power and you make the decision. And I realized there were a lot of things holding me back, like feeling like a salesperson. But when Lauren said, what if the amount of money you make is a direct correlation to how many people you help, it totally was like a light bulb went off. I was like, why am I not helping all these people? I'm going to make money as a part of it, but that's really not what the business is about. Not really. That's not what fuels our soul. That's not what inspires us and gets us excited. It's watching people's lives change. And I wanted that. I wanted to change as many lives as I could. And so we had this our wrap up, which, as you know, is like, I swear to God, it's almost the best part of conference because we get so much meat out of it. We had to challenge ourselves. We had marching orders from all the NMDs. And one of them was to make a goal. What is your November goal? And what are you going to do if you fail? Because as we know, pain really drives our business. When we understand what someone's in pain with, we can go ahead and help them with that pain and relieve the pain. So a lot of us, and maybe we can kind of share what our goals are and what happens if we fail. So for me, I committed to having 80 new conversations, 20 new customers, and 2 new team members. When Brian did his funnel and he did the numbers for us, that's kind of how numbers rolled out. So I figure I'll go with that. Wherever I land, I land. But I want to make the commitment. If I don't, I have to do 100 effing burpees. 100 effing burpees. Like when he said that as a suggestion, I felt my stomach tighten like I was going to get sick. And I'm like, oh, that's my challenge. I don't want to do that. I would much rather talk to 80 people and help change their lives than have to do burpees. So that was a good deal for me. Something else that really stuck with me was someone said that this business is perfect for people who aren't. And 2, who the hell am I not to not only educate people on the fact that this is available to them, or to offer the business to them? Who am I to decide whether that's an opportunity for them or not? That's not up to me, and it's not about us. It's all about the person you're talking to. So if you think about that person and you care about that person, why not say to them, hey, this is available for you. I don't know if it's for you or not, but I can't in good conscience not let you know about it. And honestly, like I've had 2 new customers fresh, like I got one while I was at conference. My dad, who's been raving about the product, got my grandpa to start on it. And I'm like, why don't you join the business, Dad? Like, you're already doing what we do. You're sharing your experience. So 1 new client, another new customer. It is possible, guys. And yeah, that's what's got me jacked so far. So I hope that helps.
That's amazing. I think that's phenomenal. And I'm glad you brought it to the, first of all, congratulations, because you went to conference without those extra customers, without the teammate. You came back. It hasn't, like, I'm not even gone yet. You just got back and you already got that. So that just goes to show you that you go and it inspires you to act. That's what this is all about, is acting on those things that you want, or those things that you know you need to do to get your business up and going. But you brought up a really good point. At the closing up with Lauren Lahav, we all got to sit down with Team YOLO. We were included 100%. We were basically seen as Team YOLO while we were there. And we sat down with her and we got to share our goals. So I'll go next, and Rita, if you don't mind finishing off with yours. But it's kind of funny because I said, all right, I'm going to start, I'll start 3 new frontline and get them to VF, because that's what I really want to work out on for my business. Is like, this business, the first 3 steps in it are so important for the people you are starting off. So, you know, DD, VF, VFQ. Those are the 3 major steps that you want to help those people get to, because that means they're making an extra $300 a month. And that, for some people, is a big deal. Like, that can pay down some bills. That can pay off a car payment. That can, like, it provides them with more. If they can get through more, then awesome. But that's really what you want to be helping people to achieve, to get them qualified in this business. And then they kind of gain more responsibility, move themselves up to SC and the rest of the compensation plan. And so for me, that's what I wanted to do. So I thought, 3 new team, get them to VF. And my partner, his name was Andre, and he's a lovely, lovely man. And so he's like, so what are you going to do if you don't achieve it by the end of November? And I said, well, I'll do burpees. And he's like, do you like doing burpees? And I was like, well, not particularly, but, you know, he's like, do you do them? And I'm like, well, yeah, I go to the gym. He's like, does it make you cringe? And I was like, well, no, you know what I mean? Like, it would be annoying to have to do 100 of them. Doesn't make me cringe. And then I was like, I was trying to justify it. And I was like, yeah, but if I have to do it on a Facebook Live, that makes me kind of cringe, because I don't like watching myself do it. I still haven't watched my NMD speech. I don't like watching myself do anything, right? So that makes me cringe. And he's like, not good enough. He's like, do you like getting your hair done? I'm like, no, I get it done twice a year. And he's like, that's it. You're going to have to color your hair the color of my shirt. He was wearing a fluorescent pink shirt. So I was like, okay, if I don't get 3 new front lines by the end of November, I will do and he's like, and you need to do the 100 burpees because it's good for your heart. So I was like, okay, I will do the 100 burpees with fluorescent pink hair by the end of November if I don't get that. So, and he's going to give himself, I challenged him too, because he was like, I'll do a reversed mohawk. He wants to start 5 teams. So he was going to shave his gorgeous, he's a Spaniard, he's got gorgeous black hair. And then one of his buddies was like, that's not challenging. He's been bald. He's like, get him to do the friar tuck and he'll have to shave here. So for him, and we are like never met before. Well, we met in Vegas boot camp just briefly, but here we are, another sideline connection, but holding each other accountable. And I will hold him accountable, and he needs to hold me accountable, because if I had pink hair, I will look ridiculous. And now I've shared it with 17 of you. So now you know I have to do it. So I'll turn it over to Rita now so she can share what her goals and experience with goal setting was.
Sure. Funny, I don't think I knew what your goal was, but it's a great exercise. We've talked about doing this to hold ourselves accountable, and my heart's racing right now because I really don't want to say it out loud, because then I'm really accountable to it, but I will. So my goal was to bring on 3 new team and get those team to VF. but also to help all of my current VFs to stay qualified or get qualified. And by the end of, or that was my November goal. And my additional goal, I guess, would then be 6 club by the end of November. So I used to be a runner, and I am not anywhere near a runner now. I had stopped because of some health issues, and I know that I need to get back to focusing on my health as well. So it makes me want to vomit to, I used to be able to do 10 or 15 without thinking much about it, and the thought of doing 5 right now makes me want to throw up. And so I'm going to do 5-kilometer run if I don't reach my goal. And I figured not only is it something that makes me afraid, but it is good for me. And as Andre says, good for my heart. So I'm hoping that I can reach my goal and actually be running and up to 5K by that point. But either way, it's a win-win, I guess.
That's awesome. And you're right. It is, right? You got to have something good coming out of it as well. Otherwise, it's just like,
that's right.
Everybody, can you take out a piece of paper and a pen and just take, honestly, we've only got 10 minutes before our West Coast event is going to happen. And we don't need to take the full 10 minutes, obviously, but, just set yourself a goal. So think about where you want to be in this business. Like every single one of us is here for a reason. I mean, there are people, we have nearly 100 people in our team. There are 17 of us on tonight. Like, where is everybody? So, I mean, I'm coming to you from Florida on family vacation. Where is everybody, right? So we are here because we want to be here. We are here because we have a desire to be here. We are here because we have belief in product. We are here because we have belief in this community and we want to do well. And so that's what's setting you guys apart. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people can't be here because some people are sick. Some people are celebrating birthdays. Like, I know that stuff, but we are an establishment of like nearly 100 people. Not everybody's sick right now. So you set yourself apart tonight because you said, I'm gonna devote this time to be here and learn and better myself. So take out a piece of paper and just write down, what is your goal? How are you going to keep yourself accountable to it just by the end of November? So what do you want to have happen in your business? And it could be something like starting a new team. It could be the number of customers you want. It could just be like, I need to know more about the numbers. Like, I don't know where I'm going. And I need help with the numbers. And the only way you can help yourself is just by asking. And nobody's going to shut you down or turn you away. What they're going to say is, you know what? Let me get you that information, or let's sit down, have a Zoom and figure that out. Right. So, I mean, that's what our business is like. We can be proud of is that we come from a background where Brian and Adam are the numbers guys. And so if you guys need to know your numbers because you're not quite sure what the numbers look like and how to get there, that could be your goal for November with helping you achieve, where you want to be. It could be a dollar amount, right? So just take a minute and write down what your goals are going to be. And yeah, thank you, Candace. And find a buddy. So there's 17 people on here. I know that some people on here, just looking at everyone, have accountability partners, but buddy up with someone so that you can, like, that's how it made us accountable, right? Like, you'll know at the end of November, if I have pink hair, what happened, right? And how embarrassing is that going to be for me? So I don't want that to happen at all. Like, I don't even want to think of what that'll do to my split ends. So right? So give yourself a goal and make it so that it's painful for you to have to do it. Because if it isn't painful enough, it'll be easy to be like, well, I didn't do it. And if you don't share it, then nobody knows. And then it's like, if it doesn't happen, you'll be like, well, nobody knows anyways. Doesn't matter. So make a goal and then share it with somebody with an accountability partner. Oh, look, Laura says, my goal is to have 3 customers, currently have none. That's awesome, Laura. Well, you know what? Reach out to your upline and say, my goal is to have 3 customers. What do I need to do? And how can you help me? Because if you're new, that's what your mentors are for, right? Like that's what we're here for. We're here to help you get started strong. So a start strong call and helping you with those first 3 customers is what we're all about. So reach out to whoever that is, your upline, sorry, and we will get you your 3 customers by the end of November. Boom. Oh, Rita, Laura's under you. Phenomenal. Awesome. So you have an incredible upline. So between Rita, myself, we can get you started strong. Excellent. Great. Hopefully everybody's got something that is challenging enough to get them there. We have West Coast starting in 6 minutes, but before we do, is there any other questions, or does anyone want to know anything about conference or what happens? Anything like that? Lots of 3-ways. Awesome. Make sure, oh, that reminds me. Thank you, Laura, for putting in the 3-way suggested. We still have the challenges going on this month. So if you have a 3-way, make sure you put it on that post and you can be entered into the draw to win some of those gorgeous earrings. Super sparkly and dazzly and lovely. So yeah, post that. And then there's still the draws for customer count and team count as well. So make sure you find those on the Team Thrive page. And there'll be draws for gift cards for those as well. So thank you.
Hey, Kerrie, can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
So as far as conference is concerned, I'm just trying to figure out, so, when we go there, obviously there's 3 days worth of stuff. So, for the average person, what does conference, I guess, look like? Like, yeah. Do we get up like at 4:00 in the morning and we go until, I'm just wondering what the schedule is like.
Yeah. So it changes. It'll change, of course, but the Wednesday was a new conference day for Canada only. So it was Canada training in the afternoon, and then there was the Canada reception. And so they recognized anyone who had reached a certain their positions. And then I got to meet they brought up all the NMDs, and then I got to, if you're an NMD, you get to shake all their hands and give them a hug and say a little speech. And so that was really nice because Cheryl Cortese and Jeff Roberti and a bunch of Gordon Hester and a bunch of of the big people of Juice Plus came to the Canadian reception. So that was really cool to have their support as well. And Lauren Lahav, of course. And then Thursday is when conference actually starts. And so there's general sessions. We also had training with Team YOLO. So Team YOLO, the way it works is there's, there's Thrive, and then there's Tribes on a Mission, and then there's Freestyle, and then there's Team Spirit, and then there's Lauren's team, and Lauren's team is Team YOLO. And so we're technically all under Lauren Lahav's team. And so that's why when we went, we were included in everything. And so Lauren has a meal plan. So she takes you to some of the most fun restaurants where you get to eat together with everyone. She has gifts, just fun little activities. She provides food for you during conference. So those kinds of things happen. And then you go out at night, you party. Conference is fun. I didn't get home till 4 a.m. I was out partying with Dr. Mitra Ray, Brian, her husband, some other sidelines. We partied. So you're not going to bed too early. Before my speech, I kind of took it easy, but after the speech, it was let's have some fun. And there's in the East Coast, there's the Eltons. So that's for 12 club and above. It's something to really aspire to going, because it's they had it was like a Cirque du Soleil show. It was awesome. And then they have the Gimmies, which is a YOLO. It's kind of a YOLO. It's not YOLO, but it's under Cheryl Cortese, and she we're included in that. And they give you they recognize you again for your accomplishments, and they give out, I think it was up to $1,000 of free money. So they started off with 200, then 500. So there's that, and then more dinners. And and the opening ceremonies for the actual conference, they had drummers and entertainment, and the closing ceremonies, they had Philip Phillips come on. He sang, like it was like a concert to close the whole ceremony, which was really cool. And then after the gimmies, they had like the most amazing fireworks over the water. It was, I don't even know how many thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars that production would have been. We went on boat rides on the canal. I don't know, did I miss anything? Like, it was just, it's a party. Like, you got to go and be prepared to like get out of mom life and go out and have some fun. Like, it is a really good time. And then they close also with a big party. And like, this is 8,000 people. That's a party being held for 8,000 people. It's pretty awesome. Hey, Brad. So yeah, it's a really good time. Hopefully I gave a good picture.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Well, and I should mention, there's like one thing I did not mention was the actual learning that happens. I just talked about
the partying.
So they have general sessions on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and that's when the NMB speeches are, and that's when they have the guest speakers come on. There was an incredible guest speaker who was a desert runner, and he was so good, so full of energy. Actually, the whole conference was filled with energy. They had a DJ and a dancer come up, and he kind of filled the gaps between everything that was happening to kind of get people up and like 8,000 people up and dancing. It was different from Phoenix. It was awesome. But yeah, it's like it's good.
The videos looked amazing that everybody posted. It looked like a concert. It looked amazing. So
yeah. It's fun. They want you to have fun. They want you to leave inspired. They want you to leave wanting to come back for more, which I can say, of the 5 of us who went, we've all booked our tickets. So clearly it had the end result they were looking for. It was just a really good time, like really great time. So it's
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Anyways, you know what? It is 10:30, so Kaylee's going to be killing it on our West Coast event. If you have a role, I think we'll have to see. There's a couple of people maybe that aren't on that should be on. So if there's anyone climbing on and we don't have a share and you're able to come on and share, like it could just be practice. I'm not sure how many guests are coming on or not, but yeah, come on and join. But other than that, thanks everyone for sharing your experience with conference. Thanks everybody for listening. Again, if there's anything that you can take away, just go to conference. It's a game changer for your business and personal growth too. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kerrie.
Oh, you bet. Thank you.